For a brief moment, it felt like DJI accidentally lifted the curtain on something it was not ready to show. A mysterious DJI product listing appeared online, stayed just long enough to be captured in screenshots, and then vanished without explanation. That short-lived appearance may have revealed more about DJI's future plans than any official teaser ever could. The rumored listing, believed to reference the DJI Avata 360, surfaced on a Chinese platform that has developed a reputation for unintentionally leaking unreleased DJI products. As soon as those screenshots began circulating, speculation exploded. Today, we are going to break down what was shown, why the pricing immediately raised red flags, and what this leak may actually tell us about where DJI is heading next. Because once you look past the surface numbers, this story becomes far more complex than it initially appears. The leaked listing suggested that the DJI Avata 360 could launch at a starting price of 2,988 yuan, which converts to roughly $428 for the drone alone. That figure alone was enough to spark intense debate. For a drone that reportedly blends FPV flight characteristics with 360-degree video capture, that price felt unusually low. The surprise did not stop there. According to the same listing, a bundle including DJI's RC2 controller was priced at 3,988 yuan. Two higher-tier kits were also shown, each listed at 5,688 yuan. These premium packages were said to include additional batteries, a charging hub, and either FPV goggles or a motion-style controller. On paper, the value proposition looked almost too good to be true, especially when compared to other 360-degree drone setups that often become far more expensive once accessories are added. That aggressive pricing immediately raised skepticism among experienced DJI watchers. Historically, DJI does not release consumer products with final retail pricing that low, especially when the hardware represents a new category or combines multiple advanced features. A drone that merges immersive FPV flight with 360-degree capture would sit at a unique intersection of DJI's lineup, and pricing it aggressively risks undercutting multiple existing products. That alone makes these leaked numbers difficult to accept at face value. When pricing leaks appear this early, they are often internal reference figures rather than finalized global prices. These numbers can represent early domestic estimates, internal planning placeholders, or pre-tariff manufacturing targets. Once certification costs, international shipping, tariffs, regional taxes, and market-specific markups are added, pricing typically climbs significantly. This is why leaked prices should be treated as a baseline rather than a promise. DJI frequently reshuffles bundle configurations before launch, adjusting what is included at each tier to maintain separation between products. It would not be surprising to see accessories moved into higher-priced kits or removed from entry-level bundles altogether. Global pricing also tends to differ substantially from domestic Chinese pricing, especially for products that require extensive regulatory approval. So while the leaked DJI Avata 360 prices are exciting, they are almost certainly incomplete. The final numbers will likely be higher and more carefully positioned to protect DJI's existing premium drones. The specifications mentioned in the same listing added another layer of confusion. According to the leak, the DJI Avata 360 was described as featuring a 1-inch image sensor, capable of recording 6K video at up to 60 frames per second with HDR support. The listing also referenced omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, suggesting a significant step up in safety compared to earlier FPV-focused drones. On the surface, those specs sound impressive. However, they do not align perfectly with earlier rumors surrounding the Avata 360 project. Previous leaks hinted at a dual 1.1-inch sensor configuration and even suggested the possibility of 8K 360-degree video recording. That mismatch immediately raised questions. There are several plausible explanations for these inconsistencies. One possibility is that the leaked listing reflects an early prototype or mid-development hardware revision that was never intended to represent the final product. DJI frequently iterates on sensor configurations and processing pipelines during development, especially for ambitious projects that push into new categories. Another possibility is that the listing combined partially accurate information with outdated details, resulting in a hybrid spec sheet that no longer reflects the current design. It is also possible that DJI is experimenting with multiple variants internally, evaluating different sensor and resolution combinations before settling on a final configuration. None of this would be unusual, particularly for a product as complex as a 360-degree FPV drone. Stepping back, the most important takeaway is not the exact numbers, but what they suggest about DJI's broader strategy. The appearance of the DJI Avata 360 at a seemingly accessible price point hints that DJI may be testing how far it can push the idea of democratizing 360-degree aerial capture. If DJI can lower the barrier to entry for immersive FPV-style drones without sacrificing safety or usability, it opens the door to a much wider audience. That aligns closely with DJI's recent push toward creator-focused tools rather than purely professional hardware. At the same time, DJI is extremely careful about protecting its premium tiers. Any final pricing structure will almost certainly be designed to avoid cannibalizing higher-end systems or overlapping too aggressively with existing FPV and camera drones. So what should be believed at this stage? The leak itself appears credible. The screenshots exist, and the platform where they surfaced has a track record of accidental accuracy. However, the pricing and specifications should be viewed as a snapshot of internal thinking rather than confirmation of retail reality. This may be the clearest glimpse yet into how DJI is evaluating the DJI Avata 360 behind closed doors, but it is not the finished picture. Expect changes. Expect refinements. And expect DJI to remain silent until everything is fully locked in. The DJI Avata 360 rumors are intriguing, confusing, and very much unfinished. If even part of this leak proves accurate, DJI could be preparing a surprisingly accessible entry into the 360-degree drone space. Until official announcements arrive, cautious optimism remains the smartest approach. While that story continues to unfold, another DJI mystery has been quietly developing in parallel. What if DJI's smallest and safest drone is also due for a subtle but meaningful upgrade? If you have been searching for information about a DJI Flip 2, you are far from alone. Ever since the original DJI Flip launched, questions about a second-generation model have continued to surface. In this section, we are going to explore what DJI silence really means, when a Flip 2 could realistically appear, how much it might cost, and whether waiting for it actually makes sense. The original DJI Flip carved out a very specific niche in DJI's lineup. It did not attempt to compete directly with the Mini or Air series in terms of raw performance. Instead, it focused on safety, simplicity, and ease of use. Built-in prop protection, a forgiving flight profile, and a low-stress learning curve made it particularly appealing to beginners, casual users, and vloggers who wanted quick aerial shots without worrying about crashes. That positioning matters, because any potential Flip 2 would almost certainly preserve that identity rather than chasing higher-end specs. Whether we are talking about the DJI Avata 360 or the potential Flip 2, one thing remains consistent. DJI's silence is rarely accidental. It is part of a carefully managed strategy that reveals information only when the company is ready. Until then, speculation fills the gaps, and leaks offer glimpses rather than answers. The smartest approach is to stay informed, stay skeptical, and be ready when DJI finally decides to make things official.